tired of hiding it.
I fucking hate KATSEYE.
Ass and shake their tits and like do sexual dance moves the whole time, whether they're 14 or 18 or 20. Don't pretend like you care about sexualizing teenagers, because you don't. You guys all sexualize teenagers because you see them as adults.
KATSEYE's latest song is called Internet Girl, and it features lyrics like eat zucchini, like the emoji.
Eat zucchini. Eat zucchini.
And while it's true that not every song has to have some type of like deep and profound meaning, these lyrics are just particularly bad in an objective way.
First show tomorrow! It's our first show of our first tour, of our first ever sold out tour. What the heck, like time flies so fast. And I'm so excited to finally like put on a show for you guys. I can't wait to travel to new places, meet new icons, and just put on a show for you guys. And I hope you love it, because we worked so hard. We worked so hard on this. I don't think I'm gonna go to bed. I don't think I'm literally gonna be able to like get any sleep, because I'm just like,
So there's this girl group called KATSEYE that just got nominated for 2 Grammys, which should be like the best thing ever, right? Except people are currently sending them death threats and accusing one of the members of dancing too hard. Yeah, dancing too hard. That's where we're at as a society. You know, I always think it's funny how the internet will tell you you're not doing enough, so you do more. And then they're like,
hey, whoa, whoa, whoa! Get some rest.
What do you want from people? Actually, don't answer that, because apparently what people want is to bully a 21-year-old girl for having facial expressions. KATSEYE came out of this Netflix survival show thing called Popstar Academy / Dream Academy, whatever it's called. 6 girls, 6 different countries, and approximately 6 million controversies in the span of like 2 years. We're talking sexualized choreography with minors, racism and exclusion, Scooter Braun being Scooter Braun, and my personal favorite, people accusing them of Grammy payola, because obviously women can't achieve things on their own. But the one that's been blowing up TikTok lately is this whole Daniela overdancing situation. And honestly, it's the perfect example of how we've completely lost the plot. So buckle up, I guess we're doing this. Okay, so first, let me give you some context here. KATSEYE is made up of 6 members: Daniela Avanzini from the US, Lara Raj, who's Indian American, Manon Bannerman from Switzerland, Megan Skendel from the US, Sofia Laforteza from the Philippines, and Yoon Chae, who's Korean, and also the youngest at 17. They were formed through this whole survival show thing on Netflix, where like over 120,000 girls auditioned and only 6 made it. Very Hunger Games, very good for reality TV ratings.
An entertainer.
I feel very free on stage. I can just put everything out there.
And at first, everything seemed great. They debuted with their song Touch, which did pretty well. Then they released Gnarly and Gabriella, which absolutely blew up on TikTok. And then, just a few weeks ago, they got 2 Grammy nominations, Best New Artist and Best Pop Duo Group Performance for Gabriella. Like, these girls have been a group for barely 2 years, and they're already Grammy nominated. That's insane. But of course, because the internet is the internet, with every success comes like 50 new controversies. And KATSEYE has been drowning in them.
People are saying KATSEYE does not deserve the Grammy nomination.
Wow.
Let's start with the big one that's been all over TikTok recently, the Daniela overdancing drama. So Daniela Avanzini is a 21-year-old American member of KATSEYE. She's from Atlanta, Venezuelan, Cuban, Italian background. And her whole thing is that she's a dancer. Like, that's her identity in the group. Her mom was a ballroom dance champion. She competed on America's Got Talent when she was like 7 years old. And she's been dancing her entire life. When I say this girl lives and breathes dance, I mean it. Like, I'm pretty sure if you cut her open, instead of blood, it's just gonna be like choreography notes and rhythm or something. Now, during the whole Dream Academy survival show thing, Daniela actually almost got eliminated. And you wanna know why? Her facial expressions.
Congratulations. I don't care. I need you to be better. I did practice the face. Yeah.
How do I like be myself, but then like I guess not be myself? Like,
no, yeah, exactly. Me too.
And especially like
The judges were like, "You're too stiff. You don't have enough stage presence. Your face is boring." Basically, they told her she needed to show more emotion and personality while performing. So what does Daniela do? She takes that feedback and runs with it. And suddenly, she's out here with the most insane facial expressions you've ever seen. We're talking tongue out, eyebrows raised, fierce looks, the whole 9 yards. And at first, everyone loved it. Like, people were obsessed. Her fan cams were going viral. Everyone was talking about how much she improved, how she went from almost getting eliminated to being one of the standout performers in the group. There were literally millions of TikToks being like, "I can't believe this is the same girl who almost got kicked out for having no expression." But then, as it always does on the internet, the tide started to turn. Because apparently, we can't just let people be happy and successful. We gotta find something to complain about. And so, people started saying that Daniela was overdancing, that her facial expressions were too much, that she was exaggerating, that she was making the other members look bad. Like, ma'am, make it make sense. You told her to show more emotion. She showed more emotion. And now you're mad that she's showing emotion? What do you want from this girl? The whole overdancing thing really picked up steam when KATSEYE performed their song Gnarly. During this one specific part, Daniela does this really bold, fierce expression with her tongue out, and it became kind of iconic. Like, that was her moment. But then, the haters came out of the woodwork being like, "She's doing too much. She's over-dancing. She needs to tone it down. She's not blending with the group. She's making it all about her." And you know what the saddest part is? It actually got to her. In October, KATSEYE performed in London, and fans noticed that during the Gnarly performance, Daniela completely toned down her expressions. She barely did the iconic tongue thing at all, and people were heartbroken. They were like, "Oh my god, she saw the hate. She's changing herself because of the haters." Like, this girl went from being told she had no stage presence to finally finding her confidence and style, only to get bullied into toning it back down again. Do you see how messed up that is? But here's the thing. Daniela's over-dancing drama is just one of like 47 controversies this group has been caught up in, and some of them are way worse. Let's talk about the sexualization issue, because oh boy, this one's uncomfortable. So, KATSEYE has been getting absolutely dragged for their choreography, specifically for their songs Gnarly and Gabriella. People have been calling out the choreography for being way too sexualized, especially considering that Yoonchae, their youngest member, is only 17. We're talking about floor work, twerking motions, overly suggestive moves, and outfits that leave very little to the imagination. And look, I'm all for artistic expression and women being allowed to dance however they want, but when you have a literal minor doing these moves on live television, it gets really uncomfortable really fast. Korean netizens especially have been furious about this. Like, there were posts going viral in Korea with people saying things like, "It's 2025 and we still have to watch trashy music shows where female idols wear butt and boob covers and do dances that overly emphasize their chest." Some people were literally threatening to report KATSEYE to government authorities over it. And honestly, I get it. Like, the choreography is genuinely uncomfortable to watch when you remember that one of these girls is still a minor. And the worst part is, this isn't the girl's fault. They didn't choreograph this. They didn't choose these outfits. They're being directed by adults who should know better. But of course, the girls are the ones getting hate for it, because that's how the internet works. Blame the women, not the system. Classic. Now, let's talk about the Manon situation, because this one makes me genuinely angry. Manon is the only black member of KATSEYE, and she's been getting absolutely screwed over by the company. Fans have been noticing for months that Manon keeps getting left out of things, like she was missing from a Billboard photo shoot. Her face was literally covered by another member in a Billboard ad. She had minimal screen time in promotional videos. Her individual photo was missing from a group interview. And when fans started compiling all these instances, the pattern became impossible to ignore. It's giving major Little Mix Leanne and Fifth Harmony Normani energy. Like, we've seen this story before. Black girl joins a group, gets constantly sidelined and excluded, and then everyone acts shocked when people point out the racism. And it's not just the company. During the Popstar Academy show, Manon faced so much mistreatment from other contestants. There was this girl Adela who kept complaining that Manon was being favored just because of her visuals, even though Manon was literally being isolated by the other girls. Like, imagine being told you're getting special treatment while actively being excluded and bullied. The mental gymnastics required for that is insane. And then, just recently, Recently, anonymous allegations surfaced about Manon's past in Switzerland. Someone claimed she was a terrible person, did drugs, manipulated people, all this wild stuff. And you know what's funny? No proof. Just anonymous Reddit posts. But of course, people ran with it anyway. Because when you're a black woman in the entertainment industry, people will believe anything negative about you without evidence. And then there's the Scooter Braun situation. So in June, all of KATSEYE was spotted hanging out with Scooter Braun at Disneyland. And if you don't know who Scooter Braun is, he's the Hybe America CEO and a massive Zionist who's been very public about his support for Israel. Like, this man posted pictures with Netanyahu. He bragged about being a Zionist on social media. So when KATSEYE was seen hanging out with him, fans who support Palestine were understandably upset. A lot of fans called for boycotts. People were devastated because some KATSEYE members had previously shown subtle support for Palestine, and now they're hanging out with this guy. And look, I get that these are young women who probably don't have much choice about who they spend time with. Like, he's literally their boss. But it's still a really bad look. And the fact that the company put them in that position in the first place is just another example of how poorly managed this whole thing is. Oh, and then there's the whole Dream Academy deception controversy. So it turns out that when the girls signed up for Dream Academy, they weren't told it was a survival show. They thought they were just in training. For weeks, they had no idea they were competing against each other or that people were going to be eliminated. They only found out later that it was actually a survival show with public voting. And then, in episode 6, 4 girls got eliminated via a robotic voice on a TV screen. Like, imagine dedicating months of your life to this intense training, forming friendships with these girls, and then finding out it was all a competition and you're getting eliminated by Siri.
Adela and Anari will not be joining us in Korea. Thank you for your unwavering hard work and boundless passion. The world has seen you shine. You should all be proud of your achievements.
Producers literally said on camera that they needed a more compelling storyline, and that's what fans really want. They straight up admitted to manipulating and betraying these young women for entertainment value. It's disgusting. But sure, let's blame the girls for being traumatized by it. And now, the most recent drama, the Grammy nominations. So, KATSEYE just got nominated for 2 Grammys, Best New Artist and Best Pop Duo Group Performance for Gabriella. This is huge. Like, they're the first K-pop girl group to ever be nominated for Best New Artist. This is history. But of course, instead of celebrating, people immediately started accusing Hybe of payola. They're saying Scooter Braun pulled strings behind the scenes to get them nominated. They're saying Gabriella hasn't even cracked the top 30 on the Hot 100, so how did it beat songs from Justin Bieber and Sabrina Carpenter? And look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend the music industry isn't shady. We all know labels have influence. We all know connections matter. But you know what else matters? TikTok. Gabriella has been massive on TikTok. Like, the song has been everywhere. It spent 11 weeks on the Hot 100 and is currently at number 37. And with the new randomized Grammy ballot system, voters are actually being more selective instead of just checking off the biggest names. So maybe, just maybe, people genuinely liked the song and voted for it. Wild concept, I know. But no, let's just assume that everything a woman or a girl group achieves is because a man pulled strings for them. That makes way more sense. And you know what's really messed up about all of this? The girls themselves have talked about the hate they receive. In a recent interview with the BBC, all 6 members confirmed that they received death threats.
If 1,000 people are like sending you death threats, it's like jarring. You know what I mean? Even if it's not gonna happen, like it doesn't mean anything. It's heavy and it's jarring.
Have you had that specific threat?
Yeah.
Yes. They talked about how they're constantly being compared to each other online, ranked in points-based systems that judge how pretty they are, how well they sing, how they perform. They called it dystopian, which it is. These are young women, most of them barely in their 20s, one of them still a minor, and they're receiving death threats while trying to live their dreams. And instead of protecting them, the internet just keeps piling on. Here's my take on the whole thing. KATSEYE is stuck in an impossible situation. They're too sexy, but also not sexy enough. They're too talented, but also not talented enough. They're too confident, but also too insecure. They're making it all about themselves, but also not standing out enough. No matter what they do, someone's gonna be mad about it. And a lot of this comes down to misogyny and racism. When Daniela shows confidence and stage presence, she's overdancing. When Manon exists as a black woman in the group, she gets excluded and then accused of being a terrible person with zero evidence. When Yoonchae is given inappropriate choreography choreography by adults, she gets blamed for it. When the group achieves success, it's because men pulled strings for them, not because they're talented. Like, can we just let these girls exist? Can we let them perform without picking apart every facial expression? Can we let them celebrate their achievements without immediately tearing them down? Can we hold the adults and companies responsible for bad decisions instead of blaming young women who have no power? Anyway, that's the KATSEYE situation. Grammy nominated and getting death threats. You know, just girl group things. If you enjoyed watching me slowly lose faith in humanity, go ahead and like the video. Or don't. Actually, scratch that. Please do, because YouTube's gonna bury this otherwise, and then I'll have to go get a real job. And nobody wants that. And hey, go touch some grass. Maybe send some love to these girls instead of death threats. Just a thought. Okay, bye.